What's up, people? Today we got a 2025 Nissan Versa. It's a SV. The trim model is SV. Although it didn't say SV on the back, I checked the website and this will be the SV trim. The MSRP on this is around 20,000, but this will be the cheapest new car that you can buy in the US in 2025, since Mitsubishi has stopped updating their Mirage or stopped selling their Mirage. In the front, you got LED headlights, you got your forward collision warning, and also a lane keep assist. It's a nice little car. When I rented it, it just looked like that because they never washed it, which is a little unacceptable, but it is what it is. Here's the key for that. They have updated it for the brand new 2025 model year. You got lock, unlock, trunk release, and hazard. Also, there's the physical key hidden in here. Funny thing is you do have keyless start, but you don't have keyless entry. So you gotta pull out your key anyways, hit the unlock button, and get in there. Then push the start, which is a little annoying because you're taking your key out anyways. Why not just add the keyless entry? But since this is the cheapest model ever, that's for sale in 2025, there's not much to complain. Start the car. It got a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, a lot better than the 3-cylinder in the Mirage. It got 120 something horsepower and 120 something of torque, which is more than enough for the car this size. In here, in the dash, you got your RPM, the engine RPMs, audio, the fuel economy numbers, right, and the history for that. Information, basically how much have you drove. You can also reset it and all that, and then all the settings. So you do get lane keep assist, or more like lane tracing assist. It doesn't steer you, it just vibrates the steering wheel to let you know you're almost on the lane. And you do get blind spot monitors, also the forward collision warning. What you don't get is the adaptive cruise control. That will be available. That is available on the top SR model. Being the SV, you do get a little bit more than the base S model. You got 15-inch or 16-inch wheels, so let's check on that. Also, I'll pop the hood. So you got a 16-inch wheel. Unlike the base model, you do have those nice alloy wheels, other than instead of a hubcap under here. If I can figure out how to get that, you got a 1.6 liter 127 horsepower engine compared to a CVT. Nissan do get a lot of hates of using this Xtronic CVT, but this is the basic model. That's the cheapest transmission they can have. That's Renault Nissan, which because they're a corporation now, I guess, plus Mitsubishi. Getting back in here, you have your fuel door release, you have your trunk release down there. There's no exterior buttons for the trunk release. You do have one touch up and down driver window, and also that's the blind spot monitor. Unlike the other Nissans that's inside, this one's outside on the mirror actually. One touch up, one touch down, pretty great. You don't have automatic AC, but we can't ask for much because it's the cheapest car. And this is also manual. It's not automatic, automatically adjusted. What you do have is automatic headlights and also automatic high beam, which you can turn it on by just pushing the lever. So you got a screen here that's analog, and you get another screen here. It's about 7 inches. It's about the size of your phone. Physical buttons, which we all love. Physical dials. The manual basically have AM, FM, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Also, you do have a wireless charging pad here. USB-C. There's USB-A. Or wait, the other way around. That's USB-A. There's USB-C in the glove box. What you see here, there's a nice little touch of the blue decoration and plus the stitching. But if you look closely, this is actually plastic. The stitching is just fake, since why would it be stitching on a plastic? But this does make the car look a little fancier than what it is. And also there's the fake carbon fiber looking things here on both doors. So Nissan has tried a little bit to make it look fancy. That's a new logo. You have your visor here, which is absolutely huge. It basically covers all your visibility, if you put it that way. I have no idea why it's that big. But what you don't get is a sunglass holder. Since there's no sunroof, why wouldn't there be a sunglass holder? But yeah, got decent size glove box, and your seats are also kind of two-tone with the little blue looking cloths. There's some fancy looking. Nissan is trying to make it look fancy, but being the cheapest car around, there's not much that I can complain. Oh yeah, all the plastic on the door or on the dash, it's all hard. You do get a 4-speaker audio system. So in the front, that's my driving position, and in the back I have decent leg room, right? And the headroom is pretty great too. You do get one USB-C port here for both passengers, and you don't have any cup holders. The seats does fold down 40-60, so you can have some extra space for your trunk. Over here, there's no extra or exterior buttons. You do get a backup camera and also backup sensors. And I've tried backing up. It has automatic backup braking, so if it detects that you almost hit something, it's gonna automatically brake for you, which is great. It's another feature that you don't see often in other cars. Here's some of my junk, but you got a decent sized trunk. But yeah, fuel economy numbers is 32, 33 in the city, 40 on the highway. I've been averaging about 39, doing mostly highway driving. So start it up. It's gonna say something like Nissan intelligent system. You do have a physical handbrake here. Because of that, did a cut of the glove box, which is not great because while you were driving, at least while I was driving, my elbow is not touching the glove component, which makes you more tired than you should be. So Prindle here, reverse, you do have a nice backup camera, but those lines doesn't turn if I turn the steering wheel, so you're gonna have to just look around. Be careful, there's the parking sensor. It beeps when you get close to something. Put in drive, and there's a secret button that's hidden on the gear shifter. If you press here, that actually goes into the sport mode. It basically simulates shift later. Because it's a CVT, it kind of just hang your revs up. And let me put my seatbelt on and let's go for a drive. So, being the cheapest car around, it actually drives a lot better than what you would expect, at least a lot better than Mitsubishi Mirage. That was the cheapest car back in 2024, but since they stopped producing it in 25, that saves us, or that gives the Versa the title of the cheapest car ever produced in America in 25. Or technically it's not produced in America, but this thing is made in Mexico. But yeah, it's the cheapest car for sale in America. Also, this is the only car that you can get a 5-speed manual in. All the other manual transmissions are 6-speed, this being the 5-speed. And for that base model, I believe you get manual seats, manual windows, and also manual shifters. So everything's manual, which, if CVT reliability is your concern, that would be a good option. And if you know how to drive manual, it's a great car to go around the city. It's very cheap on gas, very cheap to purchase, since not most people, almost 90% people, can't drive a manual anymore. But yeah, the street is a little bit busy today, so I'm just gonna drive it here in the parking lot. But I was cruising on the highway at 80 miles per hour. The cabin is relatively quiet. It's not as noisy as, like, for example, a Mitsubishi Mirage or my 2013 Honda Civic Si. But yeah, the CVT does a really good job by keeping the RPM around 2000 while I was going 80. Unless there's a hill, which the power sucks. If I was just using cruise control, and it's gonna rev up to 3000 or 4000. The power of the engine definitely is not the best, but it's not like a Mirage. The reason I'm mentioning a Mitsubishi Mirage so much, because first, it's technically a competitor of this Versa. Also, they tried to give me a Mirage, and I drove for like 3 hours, and I went back to switch to the Versa because Mirage really sucked. So as you can see, it's not the fastest, right? So put your foot down, the engine is gonna scream with the CVT, but the speed is not going up too much. 0 to 60, I would say it's around 9 seconds, 9.5 maybe. Definitely not hitting the 10-second mark yet, but it's not the fastest as you would imagine. The engine is loud if you don't have any music on, but if you're just driving with music, that will be a better option to reduce the engine noise. The tires are really quiet. It's not like that's giving a lot of road noise, so points for that. Overall, being the cheapest car in America in 2025, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. I would highly suggest anyone that's looking for a car around 18K, 20K, maybe look at the used market. For 20K, you can probably get a Camry or a Corolla if you want reliable transportation and slightly bigger engines with similar fuel economy. But if you want something small around the city, used Versa might also be a good option, right? These used are selling for relatively cheap, and it's not the worst. Maybe looking at the CPO Mirage, certified pre-owned, so you still have the warranty for the CVT. But yeah, the new car warranty is 5 years, 60,000 miles for the powertrain. So yeah, if you work for Uber, this might be a good option. Save on gas, maybe make your money worse. But yeah, if you just want a everyday car around the city, this would be an okay option. I think also the dealers are giving some discounts, right? Maybe 1,500, maybe 2,000. There's some discounts. Just if you're looking into the Versa, just make sure you get all the options that you want. Adaptive cruise control, that would be a really good thing to have if you do a lot of highway driving and hands-free almost. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.